There we go. Hello, everyone, and have we got a treat for you today? I am interviewing KMD Books author Ingrid Bayer, who is the author of Futureproof Your Career. Welcome, Ingrid.
Well, that's I'm so excited, Karen. Thanks for having me.
Such an amazing and beautiful book, such an amazing resource, especially in the times that we're in. But
Yeah.
can you just share with us a little bit about Ingrid Bayer and the VA Institute, please?
Yes, absolutely. Look, I live in Taree on the mid north coast of New South Wales. And for anyone who doesn't know where that is, that's about 3.5 hours north of Sydney. So on the ocean, or 10 minutes drive from the ocean, we moved out of Sydney, and that began my journey into self-employment, I guess. I have a family who are grown up. My husband is also self employed and he's a photographer. And I guess my background is I love administration. And what led me into my career change and becoming a virtual assistant, which really is just an admin, someone who delivers admin from their own home office, was an awful event, actually. But quite honestly, it's turned into being a very positive for me, which was workplace bullying. And I know from my conversations with many people, I'm not alone. There's lots of people who've been through the trauma of workplace bullying. And mine was particularly bad and it affected me very badly. But what my journey taught me was that I could actually do something that I could claim back my confidence and my power. And I started my virtual assistant business 13 years ago. So that was really exciting. And then I knew that I had this love of administration. And so I channeled that into helping people who wanted to get started properly. Combined that with my business background. My husband and I had set up our photography studio. I'd been involved in business. My parents have always been very entrepreneurial as well. And so it was just kind of a natural progression to be helping people get set up. And so that's kind of what the beginning of VA Institute was. And that was about 4 years ago now. So, yeah, really exciting now because we are starting to see some amazing accomplishments through the 400 odd people now that we've launched into their own virtual assistant businesses. And that's primarily women. So it actually makes my heart sing to be able to say that those people we've helped to, bring some sort of flexibility and choice into their lives. It's amazing.
Ingrid, it is amazing. 400 people in 4 years. Like that's 100 people a year whose lives have changed. Like,
Yeah.
and what I absolutely adore is now that you're bringing it into a book, people are going to have more and more people are going to have the tools to be able to do this. You have poured all of your knowledge into these books, and everything that you do is just all for the greater good. And like to be able to have that conversation around workplace bullying as well and opening up that conversation, like that is such an important taboo thing, because it can really just affect you in so many ways. You can give up, you can, but to actually turn that negative into a positive, not just for yourself, but for others, like, there's a lot of
Yeah.
challenge.
I think, it was just something that I had to deal with. And living, again, like I said, I live in regional New South Wales, a small country town. So it was particularly difficult because the perpetrator actually has a house on the corner of my street where I live. So, that I was reminded of that daily. It wasn't something that I could just wipe and move to a new suburb or whatever. It was here in my face all the time. So it was a huge challenge. And I'm just so grateful I had support around me. And, we now can offer that support through the network that we've set up at VA Institute. And that background, that it's such a collaborative industry, Karen. I think that's what surprised me from the word go. And I think I fell in love with it from the very beginning because I could see that it was like I'd arrived home. This is it. This was it for me. I loved admin and I could channel what I loved to do into a business that actually doubled what I was earning full time. Can you believe that?
That is just singing in my ears, I swear. And like collaboration over competition, like you would think that in VA, admin role, that people are competing, but really not. It's the actual opposite that is the reality. And how amazing is that? And for you to create the VA Institute to be a hub and to nurture that and to grow that and expand that and to be that leader in the space, I just commend you. Beautiful.
Thank you.
So, had you always planned to write this book, Ingrid?
Well, funny you should ask that. I have actually, surprisingly, written 2 books prior to this. However, what happened was we had a shift in the world in 2020, which, unless you were hiding under a rock, it was COVID, of course. And our world just snapped. We changed. The virtual assistant industry actually became this whole force. It was our time. And I knew right there and then that I had to write something that addressed all that and more, and really bring people as much information as I possibly could to help them while they were hurting, to actually help them through this stage and to show them that there was a way, that there was an answer to many people being, put off from work and wondering what on earth they were going to do. So yes, I did intend to write this book, but I wasn't quite sure that I was going to write it when I did. It just was one of those things that happened. And yeah, like it's an organic process, I guess. It became a great, I was really proud of it when I'd finished. Yeah, really proud.
Yeah, you had a beautiful vision for this book, and I'm so proud to say that we brought that beautiful vision to life, and it's just like a work of art. It's so gorgeous. It's not, it's just something that you can just delve into, and the beauty in the pages and the beauty in the words and the inspiration. It's just such a beautiful experience to be part of. So, what kind of it's not coming out. What kind of advice do you have for people who want to write a book or who want to start a business from home?
Okay, so writing a book, if you've got some great ideas to write a book, absolutely. I think, the thing about writing books is they're organic. And yeah, we have to map out, much like any business too, we have to have the framework set up first. So starting your home-based business is in some ways a little bit similar to writing a book, in that we have to know exactly what we're doing. We have to have a plan. We have to have a vision. We have to think about the end result. So our client, our reader, our viewer, whoever that might be. So yeah, my advice to people who are doing it is to get some good support. Like, the book is certainly going to help people who are establishing or thinking of establishing a business for themselves. Have faith in yourself, believe in yourself. You have to be your own biggest cheerleader, and just do it. Like, if you don't do it, you'll never know.
An absolute objective and a framework, I believe, is amazing. And also to own your own voice. One of the things that shines through in Futureproof Your Career is that you are speaking to us and guiding us, and everybody will learn something in this. And you own that space as a leader in that space, and you're confident in sharing what you have learned over the past 4 years to benefit others. And that shines through in the words very, very much. And so that's why I know that that this book is going to reach far and wide, because people are going to get so much from it. What are your hopes for Futureproof Your Career, Ingrid?
Look, I really think for me, it's about inspiring, particularly women, because the majority, we don't target women, but I have to say that the majority of people who get set up as VAs end up being women, because we seem to be in that admin style of career. We do have some men, and it's quite refreshing to have a few males amongst us, but primarily women. So, and I think my passion is to really to really build an industry. So I want to leave a legacy. So that's my intention and my passion, is leaving a legacy that represents and builds an industry that's sustainable and that's founded in excellence. So I want us to be the best. I want, where I started, which is Aussie VAs, to actually be the gold standard for what you can expect from a virtual assistant, because they start in their area of expertise and they build on it. and they know what they can do and they know their value. So, you know, that is my passion and that's my vision in all that I do, is encouraging and inspiring people to shoot for the best.
Shoot for the stars. And that's the thing, like to you know, we don't go overseas as we come, because we can connect, we can, you know, we can work together for all of this, and it's just so amazing.
Yeah.
So where can we find you, Ingrid, and where can we find the book?
So you can find, well, the book's certainly at KMD, and it's beautiful. I love it.
Beautiful.
So the book is with your publishing company, so that's available on your website. I have my own website, so it's vainstitute.com.au. You can find me on LinkedIn as well. You can find us on Facebook, VA Institute, and we're also on Instagram. So you can find us everywhere pretty much.
Watch out as well, because you're going to see a lot of Ingrid on socials, in media, all around this book launch, having these really important discussions, inspiring people as well. And if you are in Australia, go to your local bookstore and ask for this book to be stocked in your store, because we want to get it out there. We want more people, because you are in a rural town, and you have set up this amazing company. And I have to admit, you have the most beautiful logo. I think I said this a few times. You got to go to the website just to even see the logo. It's beautiful. But it just goes to show you that there's no barrier. There's no, you know, you don't have to live in a city. You can do this from home. And I think that's what you're really passionate about as well, is, you know, yes, the book is the tools, but people have to understand that it's possible to do this remotely.
Totally. And the time is now. There's never been a better time. I say that and I mean it. There's never been a better time than now to be a virtual assistant, because people understand what's possible because they've had to. And they recognize that having those admin support people who are not employees can actually lower their overheads and increase their productivity. And we do that with style.
Absolute style. And I just want to add one little thing in here from my own personal experience. Like, I have an office, but I am more productive at home. Like, why isn't it amazing? Because you can get distracted and you can have, you know, and that's the thing. I'm more productive at home. So I believe that you know, having home-based business, VA, is just so much more productive. It's wonderful.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us, Ingrid, and giving us this insight into Ingrid Bayer and Futureproof Your Career. Everybody, grab your copy, gift it to girlfriends, share it, because Futureproof Your Career is the most amazing, valuable resource for people in 2021 and beyond and beyond. It's a beautiful book. Thank you so much for joining me, Ingrid.